What's going on, guys? It's Fuzzy. This video might look a little bit different because I am recording this with my iPhone, and the main reason is because my other camera sure looks great, but after 16 minutes it just shuts off and stops recording, so I can't use that because we have a lot of information to talk about today, a lot of players that I think are going to make the Hall of Fame, a lot of players that I don't think are going to make the Hall of Fame, and a lot of people that are on the fence, so I think I'll need more than 16 minutes. So guys, I'm going to break this video into 3 separate parts. Number 1, the surefire Hall of Famers. Number 2, maybe on the fence. And then number 3, really good players, but they're just not going to make it. The last thing that I want to mention is I will only be including players that have played 10 plus years in the league. So Mike Trout, I think he's going to be a Hall of Famer. I'm not going to talk about him today. If you guys want to see that video, a part 2, let me know in the comment section down below and leave a like on this video. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and introduce the first player that I think is going to be a Hall of Famer, Mr. Albert Pujols. Albert Pujols is a 3-time MVP, a 10-time All-Star. He's won the Gold Glove twice. He's won the Rookie of the Year. He's won the World Series twice, and he's a 6-time Silver Slugger. And then if we go down to his actual career stats, he has a 99.8 WAR, which is absolutely insane. He has 3,082 hits, 633 home runs, almost 2,000 RBIs. He has a lifetime batting average of 302. And also, the only downside is he has the record for most grounded into double plays at 374. But if you take a look at his stats, Albert Pujols is a first ballot Hall of Famer, no doubt about it. Our next player, the next player that we're going to be talking about is someone that I honestly feel is somewhat underrated in terms of the all-time great players. So Adrian Beltre has a 95.1 WAR. That's amazing. He's a 4-time All-Star, 4-time Silver Slugger, a 5-time Gold Glover, and a 2-time Platinum Glove winner. Adrian Beltre is also part of the 3,000 hit club, but he has 3,147 hits. In terms of home runs, he has 471. He has 1,691 RBIs, and also he has a 286 batting average, so not too bad. And then he's got 121 stolen bases to go along with it. So yeah, definitely a Hall of Famer in my book. Miguel Cabrera could stop playing baseball right now and be a Hall of Famer. That's how good this guy has been. He's a 2-time MVP winner. He has 11 All-Star appearances. He's a 7-time Silver Slugger, a Triple Crown winner, and he also won the World Series back in 2003. And not to mention, he's won the batting title 4 times, and he has a 70 WAR. So really, really, really good. Currently, Miguel Cabrera has 2,676 hits, so I feel like if he continues to play just even average baseball for the next 5 years, he will have 3,000 hits. He has 465 home runs, so I feel like, again, if he gets that 5 years under his belt, he'll get the 3,000 hits and 500 home runs, and then he has 1,635 RBIs, not too shabby, and then he has a 316 lifetime batting average. That's amazing. Our next player is someone that is still active, but he doesn't play anymore. He's considered a coach player, so I'm not sure how that works, but Ichiro Suzuki, he's an MVP winner. He won Rookie of the Year that same season, so that was an incredible year. He's a 10-time All-Star, a 3-time Silver Slugger, a 10-time Rookie of the Year, and he's won the batting title twice to go along with a 60 WAR. And if you guys remember, he started playing in Major League Baseball when he was 27. Yeah, 27 years old, that was his debut, and he still racked up 3,089 hits and 509 stolen bases. My gosh, Ichiro was the man. This one might be controversial for a lot of people, but in my opinion, I think that Yadier Molina is on track to make the Hall of Fame. The reason why is because he's a 9-time All-Star, he's an 8-time Gold Glover, a 4-time Platinum Glove, and he's won the World Series twice to go along with the Silver Slugger Award, and he's got about a 40 WAR, which is just all right. He's approaching 2,000 hits. I don't think he'll be able to get to 200 home runs, but he does have a 283 lifetime batting average. So if you take all that into account, his glove, his arm, the fact that he was not a slouch in the batter's box, in my opinion, you cannot tell the story of baseball the last 15 years without Yadier Molina. So again, in my opinion, Yadier is a Hall of Famer. Again, we have another controversial player because he might not put up the counting stats that all the other Hall of Famers have ahead of him, but Joey Votto does have an MVP, he has a Gold Glove under his belt, and he's a 6-time All-Star. He didn't get his first season in until he was 24 years old, and he has still been able to rack up almost a 60 WAR. So if we take a look at his stats, he has 1,700 hits, so he's gonna have to work a little bit, and he is 34 years old. But Joey Votto is having a great season, so if he can keep it up for the next 5 to 6 years, we will start having to consider him seriously for a Hall of Fame case. But the reason why I consider Joey Votto a Hall of Famer is because if we take a look at his batting average, again, a 311 lifetime batting average, and his on-base percentage is not matched by really anyone else in history. At one point, he had a 424, a 416, a 474, a 435, then he had a down year at 390, which is still considered elite. Then he went back up to 459, 434. I mean, whatever you needed Joey Votto to do in the batter's box, he could do it for you. And the cherry on top is the fact that he has a 958 OPS for his lifetime, which is otherworldly. CC Sabathia, he's kind of been a meme the past couple years because he's gotten a little chubby, you know, he had some personal issues, but in my opinion, I believe that Mr. Sabathia is a Hall of Famer. He won the Cy Young, he has a 2009 World Series under his belt, he's a 6-time All-Star, and he was also the ALCS MVP. If we go down to his wins and losses, so he has 244 wins to 152 losses. He has a 3.69 lifetime ERA, which is pretty decent, not too bad, but in the strikeout department, he is 30 strikeouts away from 3,000, and once he gets there, case is said and done. CC Sabathia, Hall of Famer. In my opinion, Justin Verlander could stop pitching right now and everyone would vote him into the Hall of Fame. I think he is a first ballot Hall of Famer. He has so many accolades, it's absolutely insane. He has an MVP, a Cy Young, a Rookie of the Year. He won the Triple Crown, so that means that you lead the league in wins, ERA, and strikeouts. He's a 7-time All-Star. He's a World Series champion. And oh yeah, he has a 2.73 ERA with 14 wins and 248 strikeouts at 35 years old. So Justin Verlander still throwing 99. This guy, if you don't think Justin Verlander is a Hall of Famer, I don't know what sport you're watching, honestly. The next player that we're going to talk about, he has a strong case to make the Hall of Fame. I think that he is one, but a lot of people say Zack Greinke is not a Hall of Famer. I'm not sure why. He's won the Cy Young. He's a 4-time Gold Glover. He won the ERA title 2 times. He's a 5-time All-Star, and he also won the Silver Slugger. He has a 65.6 career WAR. In terms of the wins and losses, he has 185 wins to 116 losses, and that's really because he was on the Royals to begin his career, and the Royals, if you guys remember, they were horrible. So I don't really fault him for the win department, just like Felix Hernandez. But in terms of his strikeouts, he has 2,412 strikeouts. If he plays for another 5 years, I think he will get to 3,000. And honestly, with the fact that he had a season where he had a 1.66 ERA in 2015 with the Dodgers at 31 years old, where he went 19-3, Zack Greinke, in my book, give him about 5 years, Hall of Famer. Buster Posey, can you believe that he's already played 10 years in Major League Baseball? I feel old saying that out loud, but if we take a look at his accolades, he has an MVP, a Rookie of the Year, a 6-time All-Star, 3-time World Series winner. He's got a Gold Glove, a 4-time Silver Slugger, and he has a batting title. He's up to 40.6 WAR, and he's still got some seasons left to play. If we take a look at his overall stats, again, he just hit 10 years, so he does not have as many seasons as the other players that we've already talked about, but he has 1,200 hits. That's really gonna, that might be tough. That might be tough. He does have 133 home runs. Again, he has an MVP under his belt. This is one of those cases that I will always consider Buster Posey one of the best players of my generation. I'm not sure if he's gonna make the case for Hall of Fame considering his stats, but he's 31 years old. If he can play another 5-6 years, maybe move to an American League team so you can play some DH and be able to play first base and all that different stuff. So Buster Posey, as of right now, I think he is on the track, but it really just depends on what he does the next 5 years. Max Scherzer is having an all-time great season in 2018. He is a 3-time Cy Young Award winner already. He's a 6-time All-Star. If we take a look at his lifetime stats, he has 157 wins to 81 losses. He has a 3.2 ERA, and that takes into account his first 5 years where he was not that great in terms of the ERA. But the strikeouts, my gosh, he's had 5 straight seasons of 250 strikeouts, which is absolutely elite, putting him in company with Pedro Martinez, Randy Johnson, all those good guys. And then he's also approaching 3,000 strikeouts, and I think he will get there by the time that his career is all said and done. So in my book, Max Scherzer, sign him up for the Hall of Fame. Clayton Kershaw could stop playing baseball right now and he would also be a Hall of Famer. I did not know that he won the MVP. When did he win the MVP? And am I forgetting? Okay, I guess in 2014 he won the MVP as well. My gosh, this guy is absolutely incredible. So he's a 3-time Cy Young Award winner as well. He's also won the Triple Crown. He's a 7-time All-Star. He's won the Gold Glove, and he has the ERA title 5 times in his career with already a 64.5 WAR. The one thing that I really want to mention is he does have 150 wins to 69 strikeouts, which is amazing. His lifetime ERA, ladies and gentlemen, is 2.37. Clayton Kershaw, you could retire right now, and you are one of the best pitchers of all time. Let's be honest. And considering that Clayton Kershaw is 30 years old, he has 2,247 strikeouts. I do believe that if he continues to pitch even just half of what he is, he will get to 3,000 and cement himself as one of the top 5 pitchers, if not the best pitcher we've ever seen. All right, guys, so those are the 12 players that I think have the best chance of making the Hall of Fame. I did leave out a few on purpose because we're about to talk about them right now. Remember, we have the people that have the best chance, and then we have the maybes. Let's get into it. I'm not going to give you guys my opinion on the next 8 players. I just want you guys to hear the stats, take it into consideration, and I want to start a conversation down below. So for these guys, let me know in the comment section down below, do you think they're a Hall of Famer or do you think they're not? Chase Utley is a 6-time All-Star. He's won the Silver Slugger 4 times. He's also a World Series champion. He has a 65.6 WAR, which is amazing. The only thing that is holding Chase Utley back from being a surefire Hall of Famer are his hits, but just like Yadier Molina, you cannot tell the story of Major League Baseball without Chase Utley. So I'm not going to give opinions. You know, I'm going want to give an opinion, I think Chase Utley has the best chance of being a Hall of Famer out of all the guys that we're about to mention. He has 1,885 hits, he has 259 home runs, 10,025 RBIs and 153 stolen bases and a lifetime batting average of 276. So do you think Chase Utley is a Hall of Famer? Let me know in the comment section down below. Another interesting case that we have to bring up is Joe Mauer. So he used to be a catcher, but now he is a full-time first baseman and DH. So when we talk about his stats, it was really in the prime of his catching years. He's won an MVP. He's a 6-time All-Star, a 3-time Gold Glover at the catching position. He's a 5-time Silver Slugger, and he's won the batting title 3 times, all as a catcher. In terms of Joe Mauer's counting stats, he has 2,098 hits, 142 home runs, almost 1,000 RBIs, and a lifetime batting average of 306. You guys, remember, have to take this into account. He mainly was a catcher. So if we're being honest, Joe Mauer should be considered one of the best all-around catchers of all time because he did win an MVP, he did win a Gold Glove, he has a couple Silver Sluggers, he did everything and more. So Joe Mauer is a very interesting case. Cole Hamels is another guy that we have to talk about, even though he does not have a Cy Young. He's a 4-time All-Star. He won the World Series back in 2008. He has a 56.1 WAR. If we take a look at the stats that matter most, he has 156 wins to 111 losses. So I think he's got to get to at least 200, maybe 250 to make the case. He's 34 years old, so not sure if that's going to happen. He has a lifetime ERA of 3.39, which is really, really, really good. And he has 2,384 strikeouts. So if he can keep it up for another 3 or 4 years and approach that 3,000 strikeout milestone, you might see Cole Hamels in the Hall of Fame. So guys, let me know in the comment section. Is Cole Hamels a Hall of Famer? Oh man, this one's going to be tough. This one is going to be real tough, but he is 28 years old, so he does have some time. Madison Bumgarner, we all know he is probably the best postseason pitcher of all time. He's a 4-time All-Star, a 3-time World Series champion. He's won the Silver Slugger twice already, so he can do anything that he wants on the baseball field. He's a World Series MVP and an NLCS MVP. He has a 33.8 WAR, not too bad for only playing 10 years. He has 109 wins to 81 losses, not the best, but he does have a lifetime ERA of a 3.02, which is amazing, and he has 1,574 strikeouts. So if Madison Bumgarner, if he can get some good pieces around him on the offensive side in terms of the Giants, I think that he will make a strong push to be a Hall of Famer one day. Not anytime soon, but one day. Bartolo Colon has played 21 years in professional baseball. He is probably older than a lot of people watching right now. Over the course of his career, he added a Cy Young to his name, 4 All-Star appearances. He has a 46.5 WAR. He has 247 wins, which leads the active pitchers right now. He also has the most amount of losses at 187. The one thing about Bartolo Colon is he has a lifetime ERA of 4.10. I'm not sure if that's going to be able to cut it, and he does not have 3,000 strikeouts after playing 21 years. Is Bartolo Colon a Hall of Famer? Possibly, but I think he's on the fence for me. The next player that we're going to talk about is Jon Lester, and obviously the first thing that we have to mention with Jon Lester is he did come back from cancer, so who knows how many wins or strikeouts he would have had if he never had to overcome that. So props to Jon Lester for not giving up. He's a 5-time All-Star. He's a 3-time World Series winner with a couple different teams. He's also won the NLCS MVP. Over the course of his tenure, how many years has he played? 13 years, actually not too bad. So for 13 years, he has a 42.8 WAR. He has 174 wins in 13 years. My gosh, that's amazing. And a 3.52 lifetime ERA with 2,167 strikeouts. So in my book, Jon Lester is making the case right now. Again, he's a 5-time All-Star. He has not won the Cy Young, but if you guys did not know, Nolan Ryan never won the Cy Young, so I'm not sure if they're going to hold that against him. Now, the last player that we're going to talk about in terms of making a case is Robinson Cano. I know he was just suspended 80 games. It was not a performance-enhancing drug, so I'm not sure how the writers are going to hold that against him. But over the course of Robinson Cano's career, he is an 8-time All-Star, a 2-time Gold Glover, a 2009 World Series winner, a 5-time Silver Slugger, and oh yeah, he almost has a 70 WAR. After 14 years, Robinson Cano has 2,440 hits. He has 308 home runs, 1,214 RBIs, a lifetime batting average of 304, and an OPS of 847, which is pretty good for the OPS, but the counting stats are really what matter most. If he plays 4 or 5 more years, you will see Robinson Cano in the 3,000 hit milestone person thing. I get really emotional and passionate about Robinson Cano, so I can barely speak because I'm not sure what to do. I'm not sure what to think. In my book, he's a Hall of Famer, but being suspended means being suspended, and I'm not sure what to think. I'm gonna add one more player to this list because I just pulled him out of my head. I'm not sure why I didn't write him down before. Dustin Pedroia, very interesting case. He does have an MVP. He has a Rookie of the Year. He's a 4-time All-Star, a 4-time Gold Glove winner, a 2-time World Series winner, and he has a Silver Slugger. Not to mention he has a 52.1 WAR. He is approaching 2,000 hits. The only thing that sucks about Dustin Pedroia is that he really was hampered by injuries. So if he did not get injured, automatic Hall of Famer, first ballot in my opinion. So let me know in the comment section down below, guys. Is Dustin Pedroia Hall of Famer? Man, oh man, we just talked about so many players. I will say that a lot of those guys were were hampered by injury. So if they had a perfect clean slate in terms of injuries, they probably would be Hall of Famers. Now, I do want to go over a list of players that had really great careers but are not going to make it. So let's quickly go over that real quick, because I know a lot of you guys are probably thinking some players in your head that I just did not mention. In my opinion, these players will not make the cut. Adrian Gonzalez, Hanley Ramirez, Adam Wainwright, David Price, Matt Holliday, Tim Lincecum, Matt Kemp, Nick Markakis, Jose Reyes, Evan Longoria, Andrew McCutchen, Adam Jones, Ian Kinsler, Edwin Encarnacion, Victor Martinez, and David Wright. Again, all of those guys had amazing careers. They were at the top of their game for a good amount of their tenure, but it wasn't enough. They got injured, they got old real quick, they fell off. Felix Hernandez is one of those guys as well. I'm not sure if they're gonna make it, but you always have to respect the king. So guys, let me know in the comment section down below, did I miss anyone? Should Chase Utley be a Hall of Famer? Should Joe Mauer be a Hall of Famer? Dustin Pedroia, Cole Hamels, Madison Bumgarner, Bartolo Colon, all of those guys that I mentioned, should they be in the Hall of Fame or not? And if you agreed with all of my picks, let me know in the comment section. And yeah, I think that's gonna do it for me today. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.